Good morning. Hope everybody's had a great start to your week. We are on our Tuesdays. We're doing our live transmission, giving you guys value. Then you guys see what we're doing here. And we are talking all month long about self-image and what it is that we need to do to improve that self-image. That self-image that we have inside ourselves is directly and indirectly controlling our life, our lifestyle, our way of thinking, our way of living, and ultimately the future. It holds progress at the helm of our future. And why does it hold progress at the helm of our future? Because the self-image is what we think about ourselves. The self-image is actually thinking and creating our reality. As you think in them, you observe your surroundings and you think about yourself, you think about the possibilities, or you don't think about the possibilities. It is that self-image that's thinking, and it's controlling your behavior. And when we don't change that self-image, we really don't change anything about ourselves. We just continue to live through what we know how to do. And it's very rare that you find somebody that is going beyond their self-image. If the desire is not big enough, if the desire is not bigger than that self-image, you will not go beyond it. You will not go beyond your own self-image. The majority of people cease to grow when their visions have gone beyond themselves. The majority of the people stop growing, stop desiring, stop wanting, stop setting goals, stop working towards beyond what they know how to do. The average individual will do a B-type goal every now and then, and they'll hit those. But it's rare they're going to go much more beyond a B-type goal. A-type goal and B-type goals, the self-image is okay doing it. A-type goal is something you already know how to do, something you've done in the past. B-type goals is something you believe is possible, but it really doesn't encourage you. It really doesn't motivate you. It really doesn't move you. And the average individual stays stuck between that A and B goals their whole life, doing more of what they know and doing what they think is possible. And that's where you're stuck at. Why? Because your desire didn't go beyond your self-image. Your desire was not bigger than you, big enough to change you. Why do we teach people to set goals? C-type goals, big goals. Because it's the big goals that cause you to go beyond. It's the big goals that cause you to step out of your comfort zone. You see, there's an image inside of you that's already working for you. It's already performing. You are performing. You are performers. And you keep performing the same acts because that's what you know. If you conformed, if you've already conformed, it's not that you cannot do more. Your self-image is not allowing you. Conformity is actually the death of you. Conformity is as far as you'll ever go. You got to actually set a goal. Set worthy goals, goals that are going to push you, going to drive you, going to cause you to get up in the morning and go do the things you don't know how to do. Goals are not to get there, to grow. But as you're putting those goals that are in the unknown, and you're actually taking action on those goals, you're changing yourself. And that was the whole key to success. Success is changing yourself. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. I believe that was Earl Nightingale or Napoleon, one of the two. The majority of the people reason their way out of success. They literally reason their way out of success. Success could be anything you want. Healthy lifestyle, better relationships, financially, your job, the work you do, your own business. Success could be anything you choose, but you're normally choosing what you think is possible. I want you to take a look at this image that we're working with, and I'm going to go into this video. And I want you to get a better understanding of this image because this is the way you work. Now, you've probably seen this a time or two, and you say, I know what that is, but you don't know. Because if you knew what this image means, you would control it. And how do you know whenever you're in control of it? How do you know that you really know this information? Whenever you can change yourself. And if you haven't changed yourself, you don't know this information, you know about it. You don't know it. There's a big difference between knowing and doing. And when you cannot bypass this machine, when you cannot change itself, then you don't know this information, you know about it. Let's look at this again. This up here are the antennas. These antennas are called the senses. The senses is where you pick up information. You pick up information through the senses. And the senses are hear, see, taste, touch, smell. Right now, you guys can hear me. Some of you will get emotionally involved and listen. Up here is the conscious mind. This is our intellect. Down here is the subconscious mind. Down here is the body. And out here is our results. The results are 3D world. This is where you live. You live on the outside world. This is what we call experience. Experience, existential, existence, existing. This is everything on the outside. This is the body. The body is the instrument of the mind, and the mind is unseen. This is why this is so hard. So many people miss this. They don't understand it. They don't get it. Because when you think from your perception, your point of view. So you keep missing what's creating your reality because you're not thinking about what you're thinking about. You're just simply thinking. We have this filing cabinet, and this is where we think from. We get all of our ideas from here, majority of the time. It's very rare you find somebody going beyond what they know. Why? Because as we think, this is the resonator. This thing is pulsating. This is perpetual transmutation of thought energy. Perpetual transmutation of thoughts. This baby never stops. You go to bed, it's still thinking. You wake up, it's still thinking. You move from one side of the room to the other side of the room, it's still thinking on its own. Subconscious mind thinks for you as well. You don't have to say heart, beat, lungs operate. They work on their own. Why? Because that is programmed into the subconscious mind. It's already pre-programmed. So this pre-program that tells your heart to beat, your lungs to work, all your blood vessels, all the pH balance to control that, all inside of that body, it's automatic. Automatic. And it's working for you. But just like the programming that's controlling your body and keeping you alive, you have programming in here, this massive information, that's controlling your behavior. And that's what you do out here. You see, you act and you behave as you feel. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. So the body feels. And it moves into action, producing results. You live out here in the physical world. Where does it get its direction from? The perception. Your perception thinks, and then you behave, and almost all behavior is habitual. Habits. And this is action, reaction. Look, the action goes out, and the reaction comes back. Why do we do this over and over? We're going to do this over and over till you get a better understanding of it, till you start investing in yourself. Why? Because you're going to go the rest of this week and go do the same thing and think you're going to get better results. You're not. Why? Because you're not programmed to. Why do we do this every Tuesday? To give you guys value, and little by little, you keep looking at this, you're going to figure out that you're not going anywhere different. One of these days, it might light up. You might figure out you're not going anywhere different. You're not going to get better results. Why? Because you don't have the right mentor, teacher, right information in front of you to change yourself. Why do I know this? Because 97% around the world are stuck. And this is to the dot. And you may say, well, that's impossible that 97% would be stuck. Look it up. See for yourself. Look it up and see for yourself. I want everyone to research everything I say. Believe nothing I tell you. Nothing. And the more you research what I say, the more you're going to find out I know what I'm talking about. Why did I go into this study? Why am I doing this? The minute I knew that anything was possible, I started to change myself. The minute I learned anything was possible, I started to work on myself. Because nobody was going to change me. It was only me. The body feels. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration that's in the body. The action, reaction, it's what's happening. Because your behavior stays the same. Because your perception does not change. Why? Because the program beliefs, these beliefs are in control. And where does all this come from? Massive information, all from the past. Who? DNA, programming, and environmental programming. DNA, genetic, and environmental programming. You are literally programmed to do as you do. If you were raised in a family and you've got 3 brothers or sisters or whatever it is, each one of you have different ages, whatever was going around on the family members, whatever was going around at that time, each one of you got programmed from the different year, the different time, the different experiences you're born. And each and every one of you a little bit different. Depending on the way mom and dad are feeling, the ideas they were thinking about, the stages they were in, the mindset they were in, when they came together to create the union of you, that was your programming. Genetic. Then according to the environment and everything that was going on, went right into you. How do I know that everybody's going to need this information? Because it's been tried and tested that 97% stay stuck. Now you would think if you saw a crowd of people, a group of people, the mass is all going in one direction, you say, they've got to be right. But history has shown that they've been wrong. Wrong. History has proved that 97% stay working for the 3%. Proven. Tried and tested. It's happening right now. They say that you could take 97% of the wealth and income, or the 3%'s wealth and income, give it to the 97%, and in 6 months, it'll go right back to the 3%. Why? because these people are not supposed to keep it. Accident? Nope. But if you want to change, I can help you. You want to change? I could teach you how to change yourself. But I can tell you, you're not going to want to. Why? Because this is all you know. You ever hear about that word called ego? The ego doesn't want to let go? That's what that is. Those beliefs don't want to let go of you. They live through your eyes, talk through your mouth, breathe your oxygen. Those ideas have been living in you for how long? And they don't want to let go. That's the resistance. The minute you try to go beyond what you know how to do, your program immediately and automatically tells you, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? We don't know how to do that. It's better be safe than sorry. Oh, I'm comfortable where I'm at. These people that say I'm comfortable for where I'm at, I'm okay where I'm at, are ignorant. Ignorance means they just don't know any better. They're ignorant because nothing stands still. They're ignorant because nothing stands still. There's going to come a time in their life when they're going to start falling backwards. It happens all the time. Because the law of the universe is created to disintegrate and nothing stands still. So there's going to come a time in their life where causality, life, is going to force them to stretch again and grow again. Nothing ever stands still. The only difference is they're barely just inching enough just to get closer to death. Nothing much changes. They live in a world of action and reaction, never really to know what their birthright was. You're truly perfect. Each and every one of us is perfect. Our spiritual DNA is perfect. Why am I here teaching this every Tuesday? Because I believe in you. I believe that there's going to come a day when you're going to be ready to bet on yourself and want to change. Ready to make the changes, ready to bet on yourself, ready to invest in yourself and improve your life. I brought this information to my family, my companies, my business partner. I did this completely on purpose because I knew the information that was in this, locked up in these books, would change my life, their life, and everyone around us. I knew that if they wanted to go beyond, they would have to invest in themselves and change themselves as well. Get this thing to unlock. I took this information and I gave it to my children, and I told them there'd come a day when they'd gone as far as they knew what to do, and that they would need this information. And they looked at me and they said, "How do you know that?" I said, "I know because I programmed you. I know because I can go back and I can look back at what I was doing at my 0 to 5 with each and every one of you." And then I walked away. They stopped laughing after that. Why they stopped laughing? Because whatever's going on that 0 to 5 is what you learned. And when you look at all your results right now today, and you look at all what's working, and then you look at everything that's not working, you're going to figure out. And you go back to your 0 to 5 and go look at the family friends, the people that you were surrounded with at your 0 to 5. And you're going to start to see why you're living the way you're living. And you won't be laughing anymore either. You're going to start figuring out, oh, wow. That's why I do what I do. Because 0 to 5 is the age you're like a sponge. You had no ability to reject. You rejected nothing. 0, you rejected nothing. Just accept it. You heard the way relationships work? Or they don't work? And guess what you're living today? You learned how to treat people or how to not treat people. And guess what's going on today? Here's a big one. You learned how to treat yourself or not treat yourself. And guess what's happening today? You learn how to earn money from them or not earn money from them. And guess what's happening today? You learned how to reinvent yourself or not reinvent yourself. Redirect your life. You learn how to surpass, change, grow, adapt, willingly adapt. Or you didn't, or not enough. Look at where you're at today. This you learned. And we all learned so very well. And that's why we can do everything from the past so well, even though we don't like it anymore. We have to truly understand ourselves. We've got to truly be more mindful. Mindful and consciously about it. The majority of the people reason away their gift, their success. You want more friends? Better friends? They're on a different frequency. You keep finding what you're supposed to be around. You want more quality friends? More quality relationships? They're on a different frequency than you're on. You have to change. You want more blessings? You want wealth? More health? That's on a different frequency. You want to be more abundant? You want to feel more love? That's on a different frequency. Everything you want, you have to release it. That's why you're not getting it. Remember here that everything is behavioral, and almost all behavior is habitual. Action, reaction. You see, we don't get what we want. We get what we are. You've heard this before. The good Lord gives you your fair share. Some of you are saying, well, that's not fair. It's perfect. It's perfect because you don't understand how this works. A man is what he thinks all day. You want to change, you have to change yourself. You want abundance, you've got to start thinking abundantly. You're going to say, I can't do that because I don't know what abundance is. I know. You're going to say, I want better relationships. But I've never had better relationships. I didn't see that growing up. And I'm going to tell you, I know. You're going to say, I want a better lifestyle. I want to have a better life. And I can tell you, I know. I've dedicated my life, and I'll dedicate the rest of my life to the improvement and the development of humanity. Why? Because it's called responsibility. There's some things that you learn, you cannot unlearn. When you really begin to learn this information, it'll be your responsibility to give it away. You cannot not know. Desire is the thing that takes us beyond what we know how to do. And the majority reason their way out of desire. Why? Because you keep acting as you feel. That's the problem. We don't do what we want. We do what we know. And you keep acting as you feel. And you don't feel really good about yourself. I know. Because if you did, you wouldn't be acting the way you act. If you felt abundant, you would express abundance. If you felt gratitude, you would attract gratitude, things to be grateful for. If you felt like $1 million, you would know how to get $1 million. If you felt happy, it's because you know how to attract happiness. If you feel prosperity, it's because you know how to attract prosperity. If you feel love, it's because you know how to release love. You see, we don't get what we want, we get what we are. And if you don't know how to do those things, you're outside of it. Always outside of it. It's always outside of you. You're trying to catch it. You're trying to find it. You're trying to live it. But you're not getting it. Life could be life could be all that you would ever want. Now, as I started to really learn this information, I started to change myself. Now, I've come a long way. You should have seen me back then. I've come a long way. I've improved a lot. I'm not saying I'm done. I'm not saying I don't need to keep improving. There's a lot that I need to keep doing. But you just should have seen me when I started. I was going in the wrong direction. Completely wrong direction. Success was far away from my reach. I was working for peanuts, working long hours, and I was stuck. I was unhappy. I was even more unhealthy. I was very unwealthy at the time. Not because I couldn't do more. I didn't know how. Isn't that a strange thing? Not because I couldn't do more, but because I didn't know how. I can go back and find same men still doing tire works as a young man as I did. And I can go find them still doing this more or less the same thing. You'll find some that changed a little, got a little bit better jobs. Not much has changed. I can go back and find, as I was changing, and I was changing jobs, improving myself, working on myself, improving myself. That's what you do. Every time you want to go beyond, you're working on improving yourself. Adapting to the change. When as a mechanic, I could still go find mechanics. Doing the same thing. They're still in the same plan. Now, because they couldn't, they didn't know how to change. I could still go back to the drilling rigs and find men on the drilling rig. Not much has changed. Not because they couldn't change. They wouldn't. They didn't know how. I could still go back, find people in the trucking servicing industry. They didn't change either. I can go back to all the groups that I was around, and I find them. They never knew that they were stuck. No, but no one ever taught them this information. Some of them may even hear it. Maybe even one of you looking at it right now. You didn't know you were stuck. Why are you still in the same spot? Because we're stuck. Why are we stuck? We didn't know that there's an automatic behavior in your consciousness that's keeping you right on track to where you're going, to where you're at. Some of you may change. In a lifetime, it's rare you find somebody change over 15, 20, 30%. It's rare. Yeah, you grow. Everybody grows. Everybody's changing. We grow a little bit every year, a little bit. But we never change a lifetime. If you want to learn how to get out of it, how to change it, how to change yourself, this is what we teach. We teach people how to change by setting goals and achieving goals. We teach people how to change by setting goals and working towards that goal. Because the goal is not to get, the goal is to grow. Goals are good for the soul. They're targets. You can walk around the day and ask somebody, what's your goal? And they'd probably tell you from here to there. They're really not going anywhere different. Goals are not to get, they're to grow. It's who you're becoming along the way. We set people apart from common people by setting goals. I became uncommon because I kept setting the bar. I kept setting the bar. I kept setting goals beyond what I knew how to do. I kept setting these goals beyond and beyond and beyond, and I kept going beyond. And as I would hit that goal, I would go beyond. And as I would hit that goal, I would go beyond. And as I would set that goal, I would go beyond. Why have I kept setting goals my whole life? It was the only way that I was going to change me. Goals are not to get, they're to grow. This was the only way that I was going to step out and change myself. And as I'm achieving these goals, what am I doing? As I'm achieving these goals, what's happening to me? I am changing myself. And yourself is what has you stuck. I did not want to go back to that. And when I arrived here, I wanted to go there. And when I arrived there, I did not want to go back to that. So every time, what am I doing? I'm changing myself. Why? Because I knew that in the personal development world, there is no end. We decide. When I figured out that I decide ultimately where I land, I keep setting more goals because I do not want to be that. And I know that if I keep setting goals, what I'm really doing, I'm changing my beliefs. I'm changing this program. Every time I'm going beyond what I know, and every time I'm accomplishing those goals, I am actually eliminating beliefs that hold us back. Every time I'm setting a goal, I'm actually breaking these beliefs, these chains, you can say, that were holding me back. All of these ideas were holding me. And if I would not have set goals, I would have never have changed me. You see, we don't get what we want, we get what we are. And if you're not willing to change yourself, you are all you will ever be. Life is perfect for what you know. And that's the truth. Life is perfect for what you know. No more, no less. We don't get what we want, we get what we are. And if you want to change it, we can show you how to do that. Targets are good for the soul. Every time you're hitting those goals, you're actually purifying your soul. You'd say, purifying the soul? Yeah. You're a spiritual being experiencing a physical reality, not the other way around. We are spiritual beings experiencing a physical reality, not the other way around. So what's the only thing that's holding your spiritual essence back? Beliefs. What's stopping you from living the life that you desire? Beliefs. So targets are good for the soul. Why? Because every one of those beliefs is what's holding you back. Beliefs are controlling your behavior. Tell me they don't. Why haven't you changed yourself to today? Tell me beliefs don't control you. Why haven't you tried to live the life that you really desire? Why haven't you changed yourself yet? Because of belief. You see, beliefs control people's behavior all over the world. They don't even know what it is. Belief. Beliefs control behavior. And ultimately, lifetimes, generations, beliefs controlling generations. And they don't even know what it is. If you don't change the beliefs, you don't change reality. I had to be responsible to change myself. Nobody was going to change me. I had to be responsible for the change in me, my habits, my behavior, my results, my self-image. You have to be responsible for yourself, for your mind, your self-image, your thoughts, your wealth, your health, your well-being. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's coming at the end. Nobody's coming to change you. I've seen people come and go. I've seen life born. I've seen people die in front of me. Not just one. Not just a little bit either. Nobody's coming for you. You got one shot as far as you know it. One shot as far as you know it. The time you came in to the time you leave. The gift was choice. The gift was choice. What will you choose in this time period while you're here? You can change. And we take you step by step along the way. Improvement, personal improvement, is a choice. Do you know that we're the only ones that limit ourselves? We are the only ones that limit our own growth. Restrict ourselves. I don't want to go any further. We're the only ones that choose. We're the only ones that choose and restrict ourselves how far we grow, how much we express in life. What are you going to do with the rest of yours? Really think about it. You're worthy of so much more. When you feel worthy enough and committed to bet on yourself, send me a message. Send me a message. Because life could be all that you ever wanted it to be. I wish you guys many blessings and a wonderful day. We'll be seeing you guys next week.